Hi, everybody.
We are going live.
So exciting.
Welcome to our Facebook Live. We are going to talk about the Starter Kit site
And a few other things.
and a lot of it. I just want to make sure that everyone can see us the right way. Tell us if we are sideways
Hi,
or
guys.
if we're the right way.
Are we sideways? Can you see us okay?
Or are we right way up? Give us a comment. Thumbs up.
Comment. Oh, look at everyone hopping on. Hi,
fine.
everybody. Hi. Okay, good. We're seeing the comments. Are we crooked or are we like the right way?
Okay.
Hi.
Well, let's get started.
Sounds like
and
it's
see
good.
what
They're
happens.
loving it. Okay.
All good. All good. Okay, good.
Yay.
So welcome. We're the right way. Yeah, we are.
Yes, we are.
So we have a room full of awesome people, but we're going to focus on you guys that are watching from home. And so you can see what this is all about, see what this whole journey is all about, see what the Starter Kit's all about. Yeah, it's going to be amazing. So thank you for joining us. I'm Lisa Blackstock.
And I'm Gloria McLean.
And so I'm just going to tell you a little bit about my journey and how I got started. I got started I need to start saying 5 years. So it's been 5 years since I got my Starter Kit. And I was very, very skeptical when I started out. I did not know what essential oils were. I did not know there was no hype at the time. Now there is. But it was a journey of figuring out what these were really for. So I did not open my Starter Kit for 2 months, and I basically opened it only because I was having a lot of seasonal issues and rubbing my eyes and my nose was running, and my sister told me to open up the lavender and put it on, and I was blown away. Like, I was blown away. Within a minute and a half I was seeing results. And then I thought, well, maybe it's a coincidence. I'm going to try these for lots of different reasons and test it out. So that's what I did. I have 3 kids, so I had lots of guinea pigs, and my husband, who was on graveyards at the time. And so I used them on all the people in my house, and it was like phenomenal to see it used in so many different ways and keep seeing those amazing results. So coming from someone who didn't open their Starter Kit for 2 months, and then 6 months later, I was using them for everything and not reaching for over-the-counter things that I had typically been using. And like all the normal things, like Tylenol, Advil, Gravol, all that stuff, right? And that's normal. So for me, grabbing oils instead was like this huge flip over.
It's huge.
And I was getting very, very passionate about it. So to go to an all-natural route, like, I was already reading labels, especially on our food, and this was just like, felt like the next natural step, and having so many amazing results. So when I was around people that I knew and they were having the same issues that I had been having, it felt so natural to share that with them and to give them a sample and to tell them, like, this is really going to help you, and maybe try this first before you go to something else. And they came to me with so much appreciation and love, and were just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe, like, I have had migraines all my life and yada, 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 and this is the only thing that's ever worked for me. Within 10 minutes, it's gone. And they were blown away, like, all these things. So it's like, that fills my heart, and how can I not keep sharing something so natural and real, and help people have like a natural solution that seriously works so quick and easy, and it doesn't harm your body. So for me, that really filled my heart, and I just jumped all in. So I've never stopped sharing, because when something works this good, you just tell people, right? So that's why we're here today sharing with you, is because this is just the best journey, and I want to get oils into everybody's home, because you need to have these in your medicine cabinet. You need to have this as your first line of defense. And plants, like, you can't go wrong. How can you go wrong, right?
Right.
So then I met Gloria. Segue.
That was a good segue. It was good. So, yes, I worked with Lisa 2.5 years ago now. Has it been that long? I can't believe it. Hi, everybody. First of all, hi, all you beautiful people. So I worked with Lisa 2.5 years ago, and she was like all oily and always came to work smelling amazing. But I definitely had my walls up with network marketing. I had been burned with a company that I was with before, and then a lot of people don't know that actually I was introduced to Young Living about 1.5 years before I met Lisa. I messaged a girl and I said, like, these are all the health issues I'm having. At the time, I was dealing with autoimmune disease, so like lots of inflammation, lots of pain. And I told her, like, this is all the stuff I'm dealing with. And she sold me 2 oils and didn't tell me about Essential Rewards, which we'll get more into. And she didn't tell me about the starter kit. She didn't tell me that I even really had my own account. So I didn't really understand how the whole world of Young Living worked. And that's why I'm so passionate now about sharing this kit, because it wasn't until Lisa shared this kit with me that my life changed, because 2 oils don't change your life. And the 2 oils that might work for me amazing might not work for you amazing. We each have a different chemistry and body makeup. So once I got this kit into my life, and it took me about 7 months, with like working with Lisa and seeing her like just loving her oily life. But like I said, I had my walls up and I was like, I don't want to get involved in another one of those things. And then even when I got my kit, I still had my walls up. Like, I don't ever want to do this as a business, but I can tell you now that they have both been the biggest blessing in my life, in my family's life. About 3 months into my journey, going toxin free, and it wasn't just using 1 oil or 2 oils. It was really like you said, like stopping to reach for those over-the-counter things and stopping to reach for those things that were harming my liver and harming my body, and reaching for a plant instead and getting better results and faster results, which was amazing. And then removing the toxins out of our homes, like the stuff we were cleaning with and all that stuff. Like, I had no idea how sick that was really making me. And then 3 months in, my husband looked at me, and when I first brought my kid home, he called them wizard tears and was like, what have you spent your money on? This is like, I don't believe in this. I was like, okay. And 3 months in, he was like, I feel like I have my wife back after like 9 years of me being in chronic pain, to me being like happy and healthy. And yeah, so once he like gave me that like affirmation and saw the changes in me, it was like I just could not shut up about these oils, for lack of a better word. And I feel like I will always tell people about them, because I know what it's like to not feel good. And people might think that getting healthy is expensive, but I know that sickness is actually the most expensive thing. And so I do not think that health is expensive, because without your health, you have nothing. And these products change lives. They changed my life. So I will tell anyone who will listen to me.
100%.
Always.
So one of the first concerns I had when I first got my starter kit was, what makes this so different? Like, I have oils in my home from the health food store, from other places, and why am I spending my money on these when I can just get them so easily from the health food store, right? So one of the main things is seed to seal. So Young Living is so different. We've been around for 25 years now, and we have all our own farms. So we own all our own farms. We are partner farmed with everyone. We have farms across the world. So wherever the plant grows naturally is where we have a farm. And there's no fillers. There's no pesticides or fertilizers in the soil.
Or synthetic fillers, which is huge in a lot of oils that you buy from like, they have oils at Winners now and like Walmart and Costco. Like, those are not real oils. There's no regulation out there for people checking into that. And so they can put whatever they want in there and they can say it's 100% pure and organic and therapeutic, but it is not. And what I love about Young Living is that we go through Health Canada and we regulate ourselves so that you know what we're saying is in the bottle is what's in there. And so
we go through testing in-house and third party. So if it doesn't meet the constituents within our own testing, we don't bottle it, or with third party testing, we don't bottle it. So sometimes we'll even go out of stock on something because it's just not up to the standard. So you have a consistency that you can count on. Even if there's too much rain or sun, another company can say like it's still organic or whatever it may be, but it doesn't have the constituents in there because it's missing something, right? So we just have that consistency where you can guarantee yourself that you're going to feel a result with the oils that you're putting on your body, and there's nothing added or taken away. So
I always like to say too that like once you try Young Living and you smell it and you put it on your body, you're just gonna know when an oil isn't pure. Like when it has you're gonna recognize the different smells and like you'll know an impasta from a mile away.
You will. Yeah. So using them is like the belief factor right there. So
Seriously.
yeah.
Get them on you.
So the best way, we like to start everybody with a starter kit, and that's what we're here to talk about. And it is $199, and it comes with a diffuser, and you get 11 oils with it. So we're going to talk about those. And the reason why you get a starter kit is because you see instant results, and it is like the gateway to Young Living, basically.
It really is the best way to start too, because honestly, for me who didn't know anything about oils, which is another thing I love about Young Living, is the support. If you buy your oil from any other store, you walk out of there by yourself with your oil. When you buy oils from like Young Living, you walk out with like 1,000 people behind you, supporting you in every which way, whatever questions you have, and like you don't get that with any other company. And honestly, like if I didn't have the kit, I never would have tried Digize or Purification, or I would have just bought like lavender and peppermint, because those are the only things I really knew about. So this really just introduces you into using it in every day of your life.
Absolutely.
Like it's your new medicine cabinet, basically.
Yeah, it's the best. And so this is
First
like
line of defense.
the 50% off. So if you bought them all individually, you would be paying a heck of a lot more. So value, value, value.
Right?
So this is what it looks like when you first open it up, and it's like, oh,
It smells so good.
so pretty. So we're first going to talk about lemon.
We live, people.
We are, seriously. So we're going to pass this around the room. And lemon is great for so many things. So it's basically it's good to replace your Goo Gone. So it gets rid of anything sticky, gum in your hair, sap on your hands. It's
Sharpie off of the walls or off of furniture, or Sharpie off your kids. That has happened.
Never happens. So anything like that. It's also just a very, very happy smell. So diffusing it is going to help make happy pathways in your brain. It's been scientifically proven. And when you smell it for 66 days in a row, it will make that happy pathway permanent. So that's really, really cool.
Yes.
Also,
Yes. I was just going to say about the smelling, like, because I had someone say the other day, like, oh, essential oils just smell nice and that's all they do. And I'm like, you are not giving your sense of smell enough credit, because your sense of smell is connected to so many things, to memory, to like your happy pathways, to so many, like it reaches all your nerve endings and everything in 20 seconds. It's in your brain.
Right.
So actually the fastest way to get something in your body is actually through your sense of smell. That is the quickest way to get anything in there, and it goes directly to your brain. So, and this is like sunshine in a bottle, like you said. Like it just lifts your mood in that quick. But
so this is the yellow label. This one is the white label. So this is the plus line. So this is the one that is Health Canada approved for ingestion. Same exact oil. They're like sisters with a different label. So you get to decide if you want to ingest it. This one you're allowed to ingest.
Twins.
Health Canada says this one no, but they're the same exact oil. So for me, I ingest this one, right? And
make your own decision.
Make your own decision. So this is up to you. But for me, I put this in a glass of water and just a drop or two, because it's very, very potent. There's equivalent to 75 lemons in a 15 ml bottle of lemon oil. So it's very potent, especially when you're starting out with oils. You just want to go slow. So this is going to detoxify your body, and it's going to help flush out toxins. And also it does not affect your enamel. So when we have dental hygienists on our team that rave about this, they're 100% in, and you can drink this no problem without it touching your enamel, because it's cold pressed from the rind. So it's not going to have that acidic effect on your enamel.
The fruit is what's acidic. The rind is good.
So that's,
and like a big aha moment for me with lemon, we'll move on after this, but I just like how it removes, like, if you put a drop on your barbecue, you know, you get that build up like grease, and it just like removes it so quick, or Sharpie off the walls. I was like, if it can do that, like imagine what it's doing in your body to remove like that built up, right? It's like so good for cleansing. Like I drink it every single day. Yeah.
or the inside of your hood fan.
Seriously though, anything with grease, like you need this. I feel like everybody needs lemon oil in their life. Men, women.
Use it once and you'll be hooked.
Yeah.
All right, so lavender is our next one. Lavender is very calming. It is your Swiss Army knife of essential oils.
What happens if you're using the yellow label lemon in our drinking water? It's exactly the same thing, so it's going to do the exact same thing. But
So the
we
white,
can't recommend that one
yeah,
to you.
the white label is the one that's a plus line that's approved by Health Canada. Same exact oil with the yellow label, not approved for ingestion. Super strange. But there's lots of red tape because of Health Canada. So
Yes,
we just have to be
it's the
compliant.
exact same, so it'll do the exact same thing.
So lavender is very calming.
Mm-hmm.
If you have smelled lavender before and you don't like it, this is completely different. This is not synthetic, totally different than what you've ever smelled before. It's so amazing. I never used to like the smell of lavender until this lavender.
Me too, actually.
And it's good for cuts, skin, and burns. So put it on that cut, put it on the
And
burn.
acne.
Yeah.
This, like, for me, like, I have before and after pictures that I have saved, even though it's, like, hard to ever look back. But, like, I was on every medication that you can think of, all the steroid creams, all the things, like, drastically changed my diet, and nothing ever helped. And that is, like, what cleared my skin. I actually got a few signups after because people were like, what are you using? Whatever you're using, like, I need to know. Hook me up. And I was like, it's the oils. But lavender is, like, the main one. And it actually kills, germs and stuff on your face. I don't know all the sciencey words, but you guys can look it up.
Like put
Yeah.
a drop on your kid's pillow. If they're like not falling asleep and they keep getting out of their bed and coming to you, like put a couple drops on their pillow. If you want to put it in the diffuser, sometimes I just don't have the time or the energy at the end of the night, so I just put a couple drops on their pillow or on their big toe because that's the direct line to their brain. It's a Vitaflex point to their brain, so it just helps them. They're out, right?
It's the best. I don't know how people live
Goodbye,
with
children.
I don't know how I ever lived with
You're done for the
Honestly,
day.
though. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes you just need a quick fix to get your kids to bed, right?
Yeah.
All right,
For
so
myself sometimes.
speak to all the mamas out there that need a break. Okay, so peppermint,
Oh my gosh.
so good, so versatile, right?
Peppermint. Am I right?
So it's great for any kind of pain, headaches, joints, cooling your body down, of course, right? So
Yes.
like for me, when Levi, my youngest, was 4 years old, he had the worst fever and he was like out, like so hot. He was out on the couch and it was his 4th birthday. We had like 20 people over for his birthday. I could not wake him up for the life of me. And we had already chucked out our Tylenol. So I was rubbing peppermint diluted on his spine and on his stomach. Like it felt instinctual where to put it. Because I was like, you're really hot here. I'm just going to put peppermint on you. And within 10 minutes, he was up and running around and asking for cake, from not responding to us to running around. And I was
it's
like
amazing.
blown away. I even still have pictures and I'm like, I can't believe that happened that day.
So quick.
Those are like the amazing testimonies that it's like, man, these work.
Yeah.
So good.
And I think it's a good point just to put too, like if you're new to oils and you're using them on kids, especially peppermint, it's really, really hot. It really comes down to common sense when you're using oils. Like if you put an oil on and it feels hot to you, you're gonna want to dilute that with your children, or if like you breathe it in close to your face and it's like a peppermint, so don't put it too close to their face.
They
Like
say
just
go low
use it-
and
yeah,
slow. So
low and
go low
slow.
as in like on the bottoms of the feet.
Bottom of the feet.
In the diffuser is great, but if you're using it on your children's skin, definitely use a carrier oil if you're
Yes.
using the oils because they're very, very powerful. So go slow.
Yeah. Peppermint is like a hot oil. Or cold. Some people say it's really cold, some people say it's really hot, so it depends.
Yeah,
But
it's probably
now I use it on all my kids, and most of the time I don't have to dilute anymore because they're
Yeah.
used to them now. But when you're brand new to them,
Yes. Thick, oily skin. So these three together, lavender, lemon, and peppermint together is like nature's natural antihistamine. So if you have anyone with
seasonal allergies,
any kind of things like that, or they come into your house and they don't like cats, right? So
That's happened.
you put
I'm
it on the back
sorry.
of their neck, and it's like it's amazing.
Yes.
It's incredible.
It's the best. Yeah.
So for me, I had a lot of allergies, and that was the combination that worked so well for me. So I do equal parts in a roller blend, and I had like these roller blends in my purse, in my car, everywhere, and I use them all throughout the day. So whenever that itchy eye feeling would come on, I would just roll it on the back of my neck, and it helped me through
It's huge.
a couple years of that.
I just want to say too, like peppermint, if you have mice or really big spiders in your home, they do not like bugs. Just saying. And like we could give you a million things that each of these oils do, but we're not going to take 3 days of your time because that would not be polite. But there is an amazing app called the Reference Guide, and if you download it, you can type in anything and it will give you like exactly what oils to use, and it's amazing. So just saying, because there's like a million things that each oil does, right?
Yes. Also, again, we have the community. You have Facebook.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like so good. All right. So next is digest. Oh, would you like digest?
I do now, but when I first got my kid, I was like, I am never using this oil because it stinks so bad. But it just proves though that like these oils are not meant to smell pretty. They're not meant for like just making your house smell nice, even though they do that. But they're meant to work. And so once this like works for you, if you have like bloat or stomach issues of any kind, heartburn, digestion, any indigestion, anything like that, then you just kind of, you start to like the smell because it feels like feeling better for me.
Yeah.
Like, reminds me of feeling better.
So it smells like anise, which
like
is
earthy.
like, yeah, licorice, ginger.
Smell it, Lisa?
It's very earthy.
It is very earthy. Yes.
Anything digestion related. For me, it was like gallbladder. And again, like if you're not going to the bathroom enough or you're going too much, so just rub it on the area that you're in discomfort.
Yes.
Especially like heartburn, like it's like kind of
It's like your new Pepto-Bismol without all of the junk in it. That's not good for you. It's
without
like,
all the weird
and it works way
pink coloring.
Yeah. So, and really your bodies are so smart. Like just smell it and you will know where to put it. As weird as that sounds, it's in your brain in 20 seconds and you're like, oh, my discomfort is here, and then you just put it there and it works. And then we have a lot of nurses or people who work in where they can't fragrance free. Yes, thank you. And so what they do is they put it on the bottom of their feet, and it still does the trick by putting it there. Your feet are attached to like all your organs and all that stuff. You can check out the reflexology charts on Pinterest, or you can just look them up on Google. And it's amazing how quick they go. Like essential oils are such a small molecule, they'll be in every single cell of your body in 20 minutes, which like every cell
Science
of your
people,
body.
they cross through the blood-brain barrier and bring in oxygen and all the nutrients with them. So, and then they pull out the toxins.
Plants are cool. I am just saying. And I'm not even sciencey, and I'm like, that's cool, and I want to know more about that.
So we're on to Copaiba. This one is tapped straight from the tree, so it's not even distilled, and it's very, very powerful. So this one is kind of underestimated because of the smell. So it's a very neutral, like you can barely even smell it. But a lot of moms love it. It's great for teething. You can put it on their jawline. I know Glow decided to put it on the gums.
I do it right on the gums, and I don't even care. It's
Yeah,
not even compliant.
If you feel comfortable, so that again, it's what you feel comfortable
Yes.
with, right? You are the mom. You know your body,
Totally.
and you are in control. So
For me, it was like I read the ingredients in the baby Orajel, and I was much more comfortable putting a plant sap on my baby than a bunch of ingredients I didn't recognize. And when I looked up, I just didn't agree with being in my baby's body, and whatever you put in your mouth is like all up in your body, and my baby
All up
deserves
in your
better
body.
than that. So I made the personal decision that I was okay with it, and I watched it go from like her screaming like a blood curdling scream. We were driving and she was screaming so loud, we pulled over, I put the Copaiba in her mouth, and she was like happy in seconds. And that is like another thing when people say like, do you think it's just a placebo effect that these oils are working because you think they're gonna work? It's like, I've seen them work in a 5-month-old baby quickly, and I don't really think she's telling herself it's gonna work. So that was like another big aha moment. So many aha moments.
so many.
This one for my overall body pain too has just been huge on my journey. Like I put it, and I drop it under my tongue, 3 drops personally. I'm not telling you to do that, but that's what I do.
So again, it's up to you, but this is a driver oil as well. So layer it on top of other oils, and it'll help drive it in deeper, and you will just feel like a bigger effect of the other oils you're using it with.
Also great in your mascara tube.
Oh yeah. So is lavender.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, Panaway. This is the blue one. Hi,
Smells
babe.
like root beer.
You have visitors. So Panaway, this is for anything pain related. So good.
Right?
It smells like root beer. And if you remember root beer popsicles, that's what this oil smells like. It is so good. So if you're using it on someone's back,
Yes.
and you only need a drop, and you can spread it really far by putting it in a carrier oil like olive oil, coconut oil, and it'll spread really far.
Yeah, so what I do with this one is either in the bath or I make like my own little pain rub.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just melt, you can use whatever kind of oils you want, but I melt like coconut oil on the stove.
I know, but
Aw.
I don't need that much. I just like to have the smell.
So I just melt coconut oil on the stove, and so it like goes from the hardened to like, yeah, liquid. And then I add in, once it cools down a bit, you don't ever want to add your oils to like a boiling hot temperature because it'll wreck the therapeutic grade. But I do 10 drops of that, 10 drops of peppermint, 10 drops of copaiba, and mix it all up, throw it in the fridge in like a little mason jar, and then it hardens and it's like a little pain slab. So
Yeah, especially when you're using, like, if you're using blends a lot, that's why I always suggest to make a roller blend or like you're saying, like in a little mason jar, so that you have it so easily. You don't have to open up 3 different oil bottles. Like if you're using them like every hour because you have like a really sore shoulder, you want to make it really easy for yourself instead of having to open up those bottles like every hour. It just gets them on super quick then. So this one really helped my husband with his back pain. He had herniated discs and it like was the bomb. So we used it with copaiba and peppermint, like that whole rub thing.
That's like the best like 3 for pain is like peppermint, Panaway, and copaiba. Copaiba is amazing in your mascara because it like makes the mascara work better and it helps your eyelashes grow as well, which lavender does as well, but some people can't handle the lavender at first because it's a little like stronger for them, and for me copaiba just doesn't have any like fragrance or anything to it, so it was good in my mascara.
And there's also something to be said to get rid of those mites or whatever the heck they are in your eyelashes. Anyone seen that?
That destroyed me. Did you guys see that post with the thing?
So if you put oils in your mascara, there's like bacteria on your eyelashes. But anyway, so it's a long story. But
we're gonna post a picture in the event after
and
of what grows in your mascara tube.
When you put oils in your mascara, your eyelashes are super happy.
And the bugs aren't there.
Frankincense. So this is like one of my favorite oils. It's very, very healing. So do some research on frankincense and testimonies. Go to PubMed maybe. Google
Yeah.
flowers.
Well, we can't really we have to be compliant, so we can't treat healers, cure anything, because we're not doctors. We're just moms, and this is what works for us, and so we're just trying to help other people. But what I can say is that frankincense knows when something isn't supposed to be on or in your body. If it's abnormal, it will shrink it down and remove it, like a skin tag, for example.
Or a mole, or a wart.
I had a huge skin tag that would get caught on all the necklaces, and I did that, and I did lemon, and I have pictures of it because the next day it dried up and it got kind of a little gross and it hurt a little bit, but then it dried up and fell off. But it didn't hurt any of the skin around it, which was amazing. That's how amazing frankincense is. It knew what wasn't supposed to be there versus what was, and I just put it on my feet and my husband's feet and my kids' feet every night because.
And it's great in your facial cream. So put a couple drops in that and spread it all over your face.
It's like the best anti-aging serum.
Yeah,
it's the best anti-aging serum.
Wrinkles.
It's so good for your skin. Age spots or wrinkles.
We're just hammering all the information at you.
Yeah.
You'll have to rewatch.
You'll have to come back to 101s and watch more lives because there's always more things you're going to learn. You're not going to remember all the things tonight.
No, and don't feel like you have to because we're always here. Okay, so purification. This baby is amazing. So it replaces, I won't pass it around, I'm gonna put the lid on. It replaces your Febreze. If you're using that, get rid of it. That's fine. Get rid of it.
God.
I'm gonna do that a lot. Or put it on a cotton ball in the bottom of your garbage can so it literally eats the odors. You don't have to use any kind of fragrance or candles or any of that stuff anymore. You put it in a spray bottle, or put a couple drops on a cotton ball in the bottom of your garbage can.
Yes.
In your laundry. So if you leave your laundry too long, We never do that, right?
Never.
For 3 days, never. But when it starts to stink and you feel like the guilty person who's like, oh, I forgot again, put a few drops on a sock and then throw it all in the dryer, and it just comes out smelling freshest ever, and you feel like you're winning the day. So.
And it kills like the mold and bacteria and stuff too.
Yeah.
So it's not even like you're just masking the smell. You're actually like getting rid of all the yuck, which is amazing. And that is the one I thought I would never use, and I can't live without that one now. It's so
Also
good.
Really good on your glands. If you get
Sore
that
throat.
sore throat or scratchy feeling, put it on your glands. And I do it with my kids all the time.
Like I couldn't live without any of them. I can't even imagine.
No.
And Febreze, like, can I just say, like, for anyone that's new on this tonight, like, go and watch Stink on Netflix.
Totally.
Because I don't think we realize when we're smelling in these synthetic chemicals or fragrances that we're used to, like, wearing and cleaning with, like, how damaging that really is to our brain. And so if you can just make a simple switch in your house, like making your own room sprays and not using candles and Febreze, like, that is going to like help your health in so many ways that you can't even understand yet. But like, and I don't even have brain fog anymore like I used to, just by removing those little things that I used to use on an everyday basis. And purification is one of those ones that's removed a lot of that.
Yeah.
For me.
Totally.
It's a good one. My husband steals it all the time for his work shoes.
Okay, go.
It goes missing a lot.
Next up, RC. So RC is respiratory care. So this one, yeah, back it. So, RC is anything breathing related. So if you have a husband who snores, so put this in a diffuser and they stop snoring. This is also known as the marriage saver. If you're congested, if you have like smoky air in the summertime, because we get a lot of fires and all of that stuff going on. So this just cleans the air out. What is it doing over here?
What?
Yeah, it cleans the air out and everyone's happier. So I know a lot of people that have not been able to sleep beside their husband
Or wife.
It's
not always the husband.
I know. I was like, what are you showing? Sleep beside their husband.
Yeah, we're gonna get there.
Or their wife, and then they put this in a diffuser. And even if they're sleeping and already snoring, like I've rubbed this on my husband's throat while he's sleeping, and he doesn't know, and I don't have to like wake him up. He used to get so mad at me. He used to say like, "Why are you waking me up? Now we're both awake." And he was like,
"Well, I'm not sleeping. Why should you?"
I know. I was like, "But I'm mad at you. I've been laying here for an hour." So yeah, so this is a marriage saver. So put this in the diffuser or throw it on their throat.
This was my first aha moment, this oil. So I just have to like share one more story, and then we're totally going to answer the Valor question as well, because I did see that. So this one was my very first realization how powerful oils actually truly were, because my middle daughter, Danny, is allergic to all of the things and was on an inhaler from the age of 2, had an allergy to peanuts and pretty much all nuts at 7 months old was her first like bad reaction. And so we were just like so used to like giving her medicine and inhalers and like all that stuff. And I came home one night and she was so puffy, and it wasn't anaphylactic or anything. Like, by all means, use that stuff if it ever gets to that point. Like, this is your first line of defense. But I messaged Lisa and I was like, what do I do? She's like puffy, and she was so phlegmy. She could barely breathe, which I used to give her like Tylenol cough and cold and her inhaler, because that would like clear her up and then help her sleep through the night. Otherwise, she couldn't breathe and couldn't sleep through the night. And she's so little, if anyone knows her, like she's so tiny. And so Lisa was like, mix it with coconut oil, rub it on her chest and on the back of her, on her back and on her feet, like you would a Vicks Vapor Rub, and put a little bit in your hands, and don't hold it too close to her face because oils are strong. Like, give her a little bit of space, and let her breathe it in and out. And this is gross, I'm gonna overshare, but I have to for like all the mamas that need to hear it, or for anyone that needs to hear it. And I did that, and like 2 minutes later, she had a huge sneeze, and like all of the phlegm came out. And I caught it in my hands, and I looked at my husband, and I was like, cool. And I just realized in that moment that if I would have given her Tylenol cough and cold or her inhaler, nothing would have come out. And for me, it was like, oh my gosh, like oils aren't just suppressing it, they're like healing it. And like, I just thought about all of that being stuck inside of her body if I would have given her like the medicine. And so for me, that was like, I felt super, like, I felt like I needed a cape in that moment. And I was like, I get it. And that was like a huge, like, I'm in this for life and I am never.
That's how I felt when I did that with Levi, and he like went from
Right, with the
out
fever.
to like
It's
running
like
around.
when
I'm
you
like,
can do that and like that power moment. Where you're
Yeah.
like, wow, I didn't have to use something that was damaging their liver or hurting them or like, right? It's like helping them. And so if you ever put it on and you're sick and you feel like you're sneezing more or coughing more, it's actually just trying to like pull it out of your body. So like allow that to happen.
Sometimes
Don't
that
think it's
happens.
like you're having a bad reaction. It's like it's actually trying to heal you and pull it out. So that's huge. And as for Valor, oh my gosh, Valor is so amazing. So that's in the US kit. So we have some people on from the US that are just like, well, can you explain? Because that's in place of this one, purification. Right?
okay. So Valor is very calming. It's great for, I find it's great for anxiety, great for giving you confidence.
Confidence.
And so a lot of people, back in the day, the Roman soldiers used to use it. They used to douse themselves in these oils that are in Valor before they went out to battle. So that's what that is based off of. Is just giving you confidence and a feeling of, yeah, let's do this.
For me, I find that Valor is like, I have one of those brains where like it's hard to focus on one thing. Like I have always like all these things going on. And so even when I like clean my house, for example, it's like I start with like this and then I'm doing this and I'm all of a sudden doing like 15 things and like my husband comes home and I'm like, I feel like I've gotten nothing done, but I've been running all day. And for Valor, like I put it on like my shoulders and on the back of my neck and I breathe it in. It's like I can focus on one thing.
Yeah.
It like helps my brain just like,
And I just feel more balanced. Like,
yeah.
like instead of so scattered and like you say, like
Yeah.
all over the place.
Yeah.
For me, I just feel more centered and
It's a
balanced.
really great one for kids that have like attention deficit disorders and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
it helps calm their brain and helps them focus, which is a really good one. For me, I need it. I have that problem. I have ADOS, which is like attention deficit. Oh, shiny. So I need all the Valor. Oils are very good for me. Ask my husband.
Oh
He likes them. Okay.
But it makes your sentences flow better. Well, then I need to use it more.
I should have it on right now.
Thieves, oh baby. So Thieves is like one of the most well-known oils that we have with Young Living. It is a very amazing blend. So it's antiseptic, antibacterial, antimicrobial. It's all your favorite
Antiparasitic.
antis, is what we say.
All the best aunties.
All the best
All the good
aunties.
ones.
Yes. So it is like
Right?
based off of some spice traders. During the Black Plague, what they were doing was stealing from the people that were sick and dying, and they eventually got caught and had to give up their recipe. And so this is what the blend is based out off of. It's still in a museum in France, and Gary Young took that recipe and he added eucalyptus to it. So that's why we use it. Is this is so powerful. So whenever you're feeling run down, like if my kids come home with a sore throat, we are like thieves and everything. We're putting in the diffuser, and we just found that we went from being sick for 3 weeks in a row, like our whole family would get it, to everyone's fine. We get like a sore throat, and then that sore throat disappears, and no one else gets a cold. And like I haven't been sick in like a year and a half, and that even then it was like just a scratchy throat and kind of feeling like a little bit worn out. But it's easy with all of these things in our back pocket to like really help yourself get back on your feet, and your sicknesses last so many less days, especially when you get rid of all the toxins, right?
I have two cool stories, really quick.
Yep.
So one is if you have this kit already at home, or if you're about to get it, which you should because oils are amazing. But the Thieves, like if you put a drop of Thieves on a piece of bakery bread, don't do it to Wonder Bread because that doesn't mold and it's weird, I don't know. But like bakery bread or like a good bread, and you put it in a Ziploc bag, like don't overdrop it, just 1 or 2 drops. That whole corner piece of bread that you drop it on will not get mold or bacteria. Like months can go by, and the rest of the bread will turn into powder, like a penicillin, and like there's no mold on the bread. And for me, it's like if you can see that, like how powerful that is, and just know how
What does
powerful
that do to your body, right?
this little
Just think
bottle
about
is.
that.
And so that's why they've made a whole cleaning line based on this, because of how powerful it like fights germs and bacteria. I have a girl actually who doesn't have the Thieves the whole Thieves kit, and she was telling me that her whole house got really, really sick, and she was the only one that didn't, and it's because she's been using the Thieves toothpaste.
What?
Yeah, so she's like, I haven't even been like using the Thieves oil, but I couldn't figure out how everyone in my house got sick and I didn't. And she's like, I'm the only one in my house using the Thieves toothpaste right now because they're so new to it, and like, so that she's like, it's the only thing I can think of. So how powerful it is that when we use the other products from Young Living, like whether it's the shampoos or whether it's the toothpaste or whatever, like you're still getting those oils in your body and it's still helping fight that bacteria and fight that like bad sick stuff. So
just think about like when
it's really cool.
You are using your cleaners. So when you're using like Windex and you're spraying and all of that back spray is coming in, you're inhaling it, and what that does to your brain.
You have to like open the window and
right?
get everyone out the house.
I actually used to like the smell of Windex, which is really gross. But
I was a Comet lover at one point.
And then all of that spray is getting into you, and when we say like everything gets into your brain within 20 seconds, that includes everything, right? So that's
the good and the bad.
Candles, Febreze, like Windex, everything, all your cleaners, and that's affecting your brain and how your body works. So when we use something like the Thieves cleaner, but the Thieves cleaner, so this is actually helping your immune system instead of compromising it, and it's helping all your systems. And when you breathe this in, it's good for you. And when your kids want to help you,
supporting your health instead of damaging your health.
Right. So that's number one. Number two is this is way more affordable.
Yes.
So when you pay like $4.50 or whatever it is for your spray bottle of cleaner for your countertops, your windows, your bathroom bowl cleaner, like we have like so many cleaners under our kitchen counter for every situation possible. So this replaces all of that. All of the colors under your kitchen counter, you can literally go like this and get rid of it all because this is your new friend.
Best friend. It replaces all of those nasty bottles. You have one bottle that does your whole house. Like for me, that's huge.
Yes. So, and it's
huge.
Really, really concentrated. So you need like one cap full, if not maybe even half a cap full for a huge spray bottle, and does every surface in your home
streak free.
Windows streak free. Like your countertops, your bathrooms, your everything, your oven. So you don't need to use any other cleaner. And it is actually, you can do the swab test on your counter with chicken juice.
Raw chicken. It even kills raw chicken.
Yeah.
I've done the test. And there's videos of people doing the test. So that's really cool to know too.
And so it's clean afterwards, and you can be totally like assured that it's healthy for you and healthy for your pets and your kids. And so best ever. And after it's all said and done, you get about 30 spray bottles per bottle of this, and it equals out to be about 80 cents per big spray bottle that you can use on every surface in your home. So.
I just want to say too, like, we think when we clean our counters, like let's say you're using Lysol wipes or whatever, you think like you use that and then the chemical just disappears and it's not there anymore, but it doesn't. It stays there on the counter, and then someone's eventually going to make a sandwich or gonna like touch it and then put their hands in it. Like it's gonna get it into your body.
Ignorance does not get rid of the chemicals.
No. And so
I used to think it did.
That much of a simple switch though can make such a difference in your health. Like those little things that you don't think about. And us too, like we're on a septic, we're on well water, and our septic health is better than ever since we've stopped using all those other cleaners. Like all the healthy organisms are thriving. And that's the other thing I just want you to think of. Like when someone says it kills 99.9% of bacteria, that's not a good thing, because we need good bacteria in our bodies. We need good bacteria to thrive and to be healthy. We need the good bacteria to fight the bad. We don't want to kill all the good bacteria. So using something like that too, I find like my bathroom doesn't get like that mildew anymore because the good bacteria is fighting the bad.
Grime, right?
Yeah. So it's just like, it's the best. Once you use it, you can never go back.
So this just gets rid of the bad bacteria, not your good bacteria. So it's the best of all worlds.
Yeah.
Okay, so next level here.
Next level.
Next level. So this is
funny.
This is the bottom level. So don't forget about this when you get your starter kit. There is another level. It's covered with like a white layer, and we are just going to quickly talk about these items in here.
I love this one.
So here's smell.
Smell-o-vision.
So this is Northern Lights Black Spruce. This is our only farm.
Everyone here thinks I'm hilarious, so I hope you like it. We should have smell-o-vision though.
Smell along. If you have the oil, smell along.
I'm sorry, I'm bogarting this one.
Northern Lights Black Spruce. So it's our only farm in BC, our only farm in Canada. Back to the facts.
Sorry, we're back to the facts.
So it's great for grounding.
Yes.
All the tree oils are great for grounding you, great for anxiety, great for calming your mind. Good before bed.
Oh yeah, on your big toe for sleep.
Lavender in it.
Which sounds weird, but you have like an artery that goes from your big toe to your brain, and it's a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
So try it. If you haven't tried it yet, just try it and tell me what you think.
And it's also great for balancing men's hormones, which they
Yes.
don't think they have hormones for some reason. They don't think they have mood swings, but they do.
It's called
And-
menopause.
Yeah, that's
Just
why
saying,
ours is
doesn't
called
just happen to women.
menopause, 'cause it's from them.
It really does help them though too. But like they lose it as they get older. So it's good to like
They need it. Yeah,
yeah.
they need it.
But it's not gonna
I
like
love
turn
you.
you into a man. It's just gonna balance your hormones as well as a female.
need
So don't be scared. We
testosterone.
need testosterone and it's a good balancing oil.
Yeah.
And it smells like a forest in your bedroom when you diffuse it, which is my absolute favorite. And like you said, just for me, like I just love the tree oils. I find them all so grounding.
Yeah.
Like I used to get the worst anxiety all the time. Like I would go grocery shopping and I would have to like sit in the car before grocery shopping and like talk myself through it. Like if I run into someone or like, because that's how bad my anxiety was at one point. And like when I started using this kit, this one was a lifesaver for me.
Yeah.
Like I would just like put it on and I would be like, okay, I got this.
I know. I found the tree oils, especially like before I had removed all the chemicals. I found like when I had removed all the chemicals, the anxiety like totally disappeared. But this helped me get through that
Yes,
rush,
yes, totally.
racing thoughts and feeling like my heart was pounding in those situations, like with my kids and
Yeah.
you know, like all those situations to deal with as a parent. And you just feel like you have this kit to like help you, and
Yeah.
you feel like you have all this armor. I don't know what it is, but it's like I had this stuff right at my fingertips. So
USA gets Stress Away instead. So Stress Away it's like the same kind of idea. It really just helps like, it's called Stress Away for a reason, because it's the same. It just like helps like relax you, I find. And I love it in the diffuser. It's like a really great one in the diffuser. Like before the kids get home from school or my husband gets home from work, it just like helps like create a happy environment. Also great in the bath.
yeah,
Like with Epsom salts, it's like a really good like at the end of a hard day. Like
I use that a lot on my daughter. She's 11. She needs it.
I have a 13-year-old, I get it. It's an important one, and for me.
All right, next up, Thieves hand sanitizer. Thieves hand sanitizer. So this gets rid of like your regular sanitizer, right? So when we're going
So
to
good.
the grocery stores and your kids are all gross and they're grabbing all the things and touching all the railings and the door handles, and you're just like, ew. And then they want to eat, right? And they don't want to go wash their hands. So this is my lifesaver for that.
And for me too, like I used to get like the worst hands in winter. My hands would like bleed and crack and like be so bad, and I would never be able to use any of the other sanitizers. Like I just never could because my hands would react so bad. And this one like moisturizes my hands. Like this winter I did not get any cracked anything. Like it's amazing because that hurts.
Yeah.
That's not a fun thing
Yeah.
to go through. And so
Plant
that's been a lifesaver.
alcohol is the game changer. Plus, it's only thieves oil, so it keeps the good bacteria and it gets rid of the bad bacteria. So you have all the best of all
Yes.
worlds. I actually give this to my kids in their backpacks for school, so they don't have to use the pink soap at school, because the pink soap at school has hormone mimickers in there and cancer-causing things. I don't want them using that, so I tell them to like just rinse with warm water and go back to their backpack and put some of this on, and it saves them from using that nasty stuff. And then
Yeah, and so in the pink soap is a fun little thing they put in there called SLS, and it's in
So fun.
anything that foams, because we have been taught to believe that foaming means clean and that it's good. But so what SLS does and why it's so bad to have a hormone mimicker in there is because your body is like, your body's very smart. It says, I need estrogen. And then your body creates estrogen, let's say, for women. And so it connects and it makes like a happy little puzzle and it makes estrogen and your body's happy. But when you're using synthetic hormones, your body's like, I need estrogen. Oh wait, I don't need it because it's already here in my body. Because the synthetic hormone looks like estrogen, it acts like estrogen, or testosterone or whatever hormone.
So your body doesn't need to make it.
And then you go, oh, I don't need to create it anymore. And your body stops creating it. And over time, that damage that's happening, like you can see it in infertility is higher than it's ever been. Like everybody I know that's a girl my age is on a thyroid medication. And it's like, it's happening to us in all these ways. And we think like, it's just a normal part of like getting
sleeping.
older.
It's a cause of anxiety
It's
too.
all these hormone mimickers in our products. So I am very like, I have 3 daughters. I want grandbabies one day. And so I will not let them use that stuff.
Yeah.
I am very much like, I am that crazy hippie mom.
So think about the foaming in your shampoo, your hand soaps, your dish soap, all of that stuff is, and your laundry soap, like all of that has SLS in it, and that's all getting absorbed into your skin when you're using it, right? So that all adds up over a daily basis. We're all using it every single day. That's an easy switch out. So Young Living has over 600 products that can replace it all. So just that's something just to think about going forward. When you run out of something, just like, maybe I don't want to use that anymore. Just knowledge is power, so you can change what you bring into your home. You can't control everything else, but you can control what you bring into your home. You are the gatekeeper.
Yes.
Next up. Go for it.
Oh, like I get to, yay. Ninja is life. That's all you need to know, and we're done here. No. So when I very first started sharing, I would be like, you get this package of juice. And I never really would go into too much detail about it. That has changed drastically in my life. I used to have like heart palpitations, and like I said, my anxiety used to be so high, and I didn't realize that was because my body was lacking so many nutrients that I needed. So it was overcompensating, and this has just changed my life. So one of our friends that we used to work with actually had a heart attack, and all of her iron levels and everything was just depleting like rapidly, and she couldn't get them back up, and she was going for injections, and she had a blood transfusion at one point. And so we got her the bottles of Dingja, and we were like, just try this. We've heard really great testimonies on it. Please try it. And she was like, I don't like juice. Like just one shot a day. And so like 2 weeks after using it, she didn't need her iron injection anymore. And so for me, I was like, oh, I'm anemic. Like maybe I should give it a try. And so I tried it for a month, and then I went off of it. And I will say that when I went off of it is when I really realized like how powerful this really was, because when I was drinking it, I didn't need a nap anymore at 2. Like I didn't have that crash anymore. I had less sugar cravings. My skin was better. My nails were healthier. Like, and I was like, hey, I can never be without. And so Young Living, it has like how many, like $1 billion in sales a year almost, pretty much.
$1.5 billion.
$1.5 billion. And 40% of that is Ninja, because that's how freaking amazing this is. It's life-changing. And the cool thing too is like Gary Young traveled around the world to the blue zones of the world. So blue zones are where people are living really long, healthy lives. And so there's a town in China called Ningxia, and Ningxia. I don't think I said that right. Ningxia. And people were living well into their hundreds and still contributing into their village. And he went there and he was like, what is your secret? And they said, it's the wolfberry. And these wolfberries are like off of the Himalayan, like waterfalls, like cascading in, and they're just big and beautiful. And you can like watch a video on it. It's really, really amazing. And just the love that goes into making this. And they keep the fibers and everything. So they keep all the skin and everything on it so that you're getting, the whole berry. And then they add essential oils in, so you're actually absorbing it into your cells. And you'll just drink it. You'll know what I'm talking about. And it doesn't have a bunch of sugar in it, which is what makes it different from all the other health drinks that are on the shelf and in the marketplace, I would say. Well, and the oils, but those other health drinks are packed.
When I started drinking it, same thing, I was super anemic, and 3 kids. Was nursing hemorrhage with my second one, so I was really anemic, and I did not have, like, I was trying all of the iron things to try and get it back up, and when nothing was working, I took this for 3 weeks and saw a huge difference. I had no idea that my brain could ever feel this clear. It was like all of a sudden I put glasses on where I was blind before. I had I don't even know. I was like, I am never not drinking this stuff. And before I had been only like taking like one here and there, and I didn't really see a difference. But when I took it every day, it was like, oh, game changer. So, yeah.
So with the kits, like the way that I love to tell people to do it, but like I would never tell you how to do anything, but just for how sick that I was because I had like all the worst symptoms of a toxic overload. But oils, your very first month in Young Living is like the very best way to start because you're gonna have that like immediate gratification. Like they work so fast, you see the results. And for me, I was like, if the oils work this fast and this amazing, like I wanna know what other products they have because I've never bought anything that has actually worked like they said it would. And so that was huge. And then the second month, what I did and what I recommend to people is really going to the Thieves Starter Kit because then you're removing all of like the yuck from your house, all those toxins that you're cleaning with and like washing your dishes with and doing your laundry with and all that stuff. And then the third month, Ningxia. Because if you start with the Ningxia, but you still have all the chemicals in your home and you're still using all of that, your body's just going to kind of be battling itself. Whereas if you remove all of that stuff and then you add this in, your body's going to get replenished and it's going to start like fixing all the damage that a toxic burden has done to your body. So that 3-step system like is what has changed my life. It made me go from being like couch ridden and popping like 8 Advil a day to get through a day, and before that being on much heavier medications, Percocets at one point, Lyrica, all that stuff. Like some days like I couldn't even get off the floor. And so if you're going through like just everyday chronic pain or even just like the mental stuff where you're just like have that block and you can't get out of that fog, like that 3 steps like changed my life. And it made me like, well, how do you do this? Like, how is it affordable? And so Young Living has an amazing like rewards program that you're never locked into. It doesn't cost anything to join, and you can opt out at any time if you're not happy. But for me, like I joined because I was like, I can opt out next month, but I've never looked back because it's just the best thing I've ever done. And I actually save money every month now from what I used to just like buy from other stores.
Yeah, instead of like grabbing off the shelves and not knowing what you're getting from a store. You're purchasing products for your family, for yourself that are so valuable. They're so full of nutrients, and all the nutrients are going into your cells and helping your body instead of like hindering it. And you can trust what's in there, and all of the ingredients are on labels, and you just like have so much more confidence in what you're putting on and in your body. And so for me, that just meant everything. I didn't have to worry anymore. I wasn't like finding out a month later that it was bought out by a better company, that all of a sudden all these ingredients didn't mean what they said.
Like Tom's.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, right?
That was a heartbreaker.
Yeah.
Burt's Bees was bought up by Clorox. So it's like all that greenwashing, and you can just never trust. Like
Yeah, and I felt so frustrated and duped. And like I was spending extra money on these safe products, but they ended up not being safe. So how can I trust anything that's out there? And just because it's on the shelves does not mean it's safe to use.
And marketing is like really tricky these days with us. Like I think if they put it in a pristine looking bottle and they say no parabens and no synthetic this and no that, but they all have fragrance, like that Jason's shampoo.
And they can hide over 800 ingredients in that one word because they don't have to tell you what's in their fragrance because it's trademarked, because they don't want you to know what makes their special fragrance. So all of our kids are getting all this stuff slathered on them and inhaling it and putting it into their skin, it's going into blood. All of that, cancer causing, hormone mimicking, all that stuff, that's clogging up everything. It's just horrible. So again, watch Stink.
Watch it.
So this is their loyalty program. Like Gloria was saying, it's
the best. It's the best thing ever. Like trust me.
Essential Rewards is the
from
best.
one like mom to another. Like I got you. This is like the best value for your dollar. You get 10% back your first 3 months, which like no other store gives you 10% back. Visa gives you 1% cash
We're
back.
all freaking out.
Right? And we're like, thank you, Visa. Costco's like, pay to shop in my store, right? Yeah. So this is 10% back your first 3 months, and then you move to 20% back, which is huge on your purchases. Like to have that, like I never pay for Ningxia anymore. I use my points, and I get all my Ningxia free for stuff that I'm buying anyway. And I don't have to strap my 3 kids into the car and spend my Saturday driving from store to store, reading labels. Like you said, you never know like what's even really good and what's not good anymore because they can put whatever on a label. It just comes to my door. Like I put my sweatpants on, I put my Netflix on, and I shop.
Right? And think like
and it comes.
you're gonna have to buy laundry soap anyways. You're gonna have to buy dish soap, hand soap, toothpaste, shampoo, all those things anyways. And never mind all of that, but what the oils are actually gonna do for you on in a huge scale.
It's huge.
It's huge. The supplements are incredible. So we have like supplements, a makeup line, all kinds of things.
Everything
And
you can
baby
think
line.
of.
Yeah.
Everything
baby
you
line.
can think of. It's a health and wellness company.
This is my favorite supplement to recommend. So if you are thinking outside of the starter kit after your first order, Sulfurzyme is like the best. So if you have any kind of chronic pain or inflammation, or if you have hair, skin, or nails, this is
So everybody needs it.
your supplement because it's going to help all of the things. So
And it has collagen in it.
yes, it helps your body create collagen.
Who doesn't want that? Just me?
And MSM, which is a natural protein that your body makes, but as you get older, you make less and less of it, so you get achy joints and you get inflammation happening. This takes care of all that. It helps your hair and nails grow. And that's the first thing to go to. Like if you aren't giving your body enough nutrients, your hair and nails suffer first.
Yeah.
So if you have any issues with your hair, it's dry, brittle, or nails are kind of like ripply or bent or whatever, that's you need these things. So and then like this is what took away my hip pain after like 5 years with hip pain, and this is my favorite. So you need that.
I love all of Young Living supplements so much because they have the oils in them. Like, and they actually like make a difference. Like half the time we're buying these supplements in other stores and they're either too hard pressed that they're not even releasing in your stomach in time, so you're actually not getting anything from them. Costco, anything from there. Walmart, don't buy that.
Right?
Like it doesn't do anything for you. You're spending money on expensive pee. I'm sorry, but you are. And you need to hear it because those are really not doing anything for you.
And also because the essential oils are in there, it helps bring in all the nutrients with it, right? Because it can pass through the blood-brain barrier and bring in all the nutrients and the oxygen and everything. So you're just getting so much, like 60% more absorption rate.
Yes.
Before and
That's
after.
huge.
Without essential oils, it's like 30 something, and after it's like in the 80 percentile.
It's like another one of those things, like just try it and you'll feel the difference. Like you just feel it. Within like 2 weeks of taking Sulfurzyme, I felt it like huge. So
yeah. So that's the best. And then we have promos every single month. There's different promos. So as you switch out more chemicals, Young Living will send you free products. So
free
every month, yes, right? Every month as you switch out more chemicals, I mean, who doesn't love essential rewards? But at 100 PV, you get your starter kit. If you add 25 PV, you get a free eucalyptus oil. So that's the bomb. As you add more and more things and you get Ninja Red or whatever it is that you're replacing in your home, your supplements, like your cleaners and everything, you get all of these 5 free oils for free. So look into that. Every month they're different. It's the best.
It's so good. And you're getting your points back too. So you're like earning money in your bank to spend in your own store.
And to get free oils. And all
What is there to think about? Like, it's the best. I feel like I'm ripping people off if they're not on ER, honestly. And people say to me like, well, how can I afford it? I don't think I can. It's like, but you're just transfer buying. You're already spending this money monthly on all these things like allergy, pain, shampoos, all that stuff. So really it's just switching it. You're not spending extra money. You're just supporting your family's health way better.
Way better. And like I always, in the beginning, I was like, I don't know if I can stay on that. But then my husband was sleeping better. My kids weren't missing school. I didn't have to miss work because they weren't missing school. I was like, okay, I'm going to buy like products, healthy products with this money that we're not missing out, because my husband wasn't missing work from like his back pain
Which pays for
anymore.
the kid right there.
Right?
Your husband's not
So
missing work anymore.
When you put the value on healthy products and you see the health benefits, that's where it's like a game changer. Like I can't go back to buying crappy products anymore.
Oh, I could never.
Our health has changed, when our energy has changed, when we're happier, when like my teeth feel better, when all the things, if you start to see, like you use the products and you see the results, you will never go back. It's like boom, like I can't buy that stuff at Walmart
Mhm.
anymore because I have better products.
No.
Um,
Young Living needs to come up with toilet paper real quick so I don't
Right?
have to go to Walmart anymore, okay?
And kitty litter.
Just saying.
Kitty litter.
Right?
Kitty litter and toilet paper, and I'd never have to leave again.
Right? And so, I know. I just want to. Shopping online is my favorite now. And I never shopped online before Young Living. So I was like, I don't know if I can do this, but if I can do it, anybody can. And I love too that like when you tell a friend because you're going to, because when you feel amazing and you're sleeping better than ever and your digestion's better than ever, you're just naturally going to tell people because people are going to complain to you like, oh, I had such a bad sleep, or like my husband's missing so much work, or like whatever it is, and you're like, oh my gosh, I have something that's going to help you.
my baby's teething and crying.
Right, like
Yeah.
you can't not tell them because the products work. So like you have to tell them. If you go to see an amazing movie, you're gonna tell all your friends about it. Or if you go to an amazing restaurant, you're gonna tell your friends. The difference is that Young Living gives you a referral check because they don't pay advertisers; they pay us to share it, which is like the most amazing gift
Yes.
ever,
Yes.
right?
Yes. So getting your kit for free, how the heck can you go wrong there, right? Like tell your mom, tell your best friend about these oils, invite them over for a class.
Yeah.
Just something simple. Tell them a little bit about each oil. When they get a starter kit from you, you get an $84 paycheck. So that's huge, right?
Huge.
And you get residual income. And for me, I was like, if I'm gonna order these forever, and I would tell anybody, no matter if I'm getting paid or not, because like I want
Yes.
people to feel good. I want my best friends to feel good. I want my
Absolutely.
family to feel good. I want them to have options in their life. And like some of my family didn't have these options and they just turned to pharmaceuticals, which went down a really bad road. I want people in my life that I care about to have these options. So
Yes.
I'm passionate about that, and I think that came across. But like, you know what? If you can get your oils paid for, if you can get your order paid for, that you're never going to stop ordering anyway, why the heck not tell people?
When you
Right.
start using the products, you can't go back.
Yeah,
You can't go back.
So so this opportunity is here, whether you want to do it part-time or full-time, and it's always on the table, whether you choose to or not. There's never any pressure to, but it's always here for you. So like grab hold of it. Like we have the best community. You have so much support, so much enthusiasm around you, and honestly,
Yeah.
you don't ever have to feel salesy because it's going to come from the heart once you fall in love with the product.
That's so true. It's never feel salesy. And I like totally had my walls up, like I said at the beginning. I was like, I'm never going to share because I've tried that with another company and it just didn't work. But with this, I just, like I said, I couldn't stop talking about them to everybody that would listen. And a lot of people didn't want to hear it at first, and that was fine. I just kept talking about them because it was coming from an authentic place. And one person said yes to me. And then we found like some of her friends. And then all of a sudden, like, I'm doing one-on-ones, and you go to these classes and you're hearing people who, because you shared, they're sleeping better, they're getting off medications, they're feeling better than ever. And that just filled my heart on a level I didn't even know I needed. And it like, I was like, I just want to do this all the time. And right? Like it's the best feeling ever. And like you said, there's never any pressure to share. You don't get a kit and then you're like locked into anything by any means. You can share once and then never share again, or you can share a million
But
times.
it feels so freaking good.
But
How
it
can you stop?
feels
So that's
so
why I'm here,
good.
is because I didn't stop. And like if you just keep going, you never know what can happen. Like for me, I was able to quit my job. Actually, we have a lot of people here who quit their job. But so if you want to go part-time and just get an extra $300, $500 extra a month, that's huge for some people. Like for me, that was huge. Like I did not have any extra money at the end of the month. And we were struggling to pay for hockey. We were struggling to like afford Christmas, to fix our vehicle and stuff like that. So to have that extra money meant the world to us. But after a year, I was able to quit my job and be home full-time with my kids and be there for them to pick them up after school and, you know, like just cuddle them at bedtime and all the things. And just recently in the last year, we were able to retire my husband from his job, and he retired 23 years early. So it all depends, like no matter where you are on the scale, if you just want your orders paid for, that's what I went for. That was my first little goal. And that's the best, just to get all your oily goodness for free. And who knows where it can go from there.
Yeah, I had no idea when I started that I would be doing this full time.
I know.
And like, I get emotional when I talk about it because when I started this journey, and I I share openly now because someone else maybe needs to hear it too.
Mhm.
But I was in $100,000 worth of debt because we had moved to BC from Alberta, which was like right away $10,000 just to move provinces, and then our septic blew, which was $20,000, and with not getting a job right away, and just all these things compiled. We were always good with our money, but it just like happened so fast. So it can happen to anyone. It doesn't just necessarily mean you're not being smart, but we had no way to get out of that, and we were both making good money in our jobs at the time, and we would fight like as husband and wife about money like all the time. And when Lisa would like talk about oils, my hesitation was like, I'm already in debt and I can't do another thing because I don't want to get into more debt. And that was my thought. But little did I know that this box has gotten me completely out of debt. We are pretty much debt free, and like I get to do this full time and be home with my babies, and I was able to have another baby, which I never thought I would do, because when I started this journey I didn't have the health, I didn't have the time, we didn't have the money, and it has changed our lives like in every single way. And like the people it's brought into my life is the best gift of all.
Yeah, and not having to just like look forward to the weekends, right? And just wake up on Monday morning with dread and feeling like, why am I doing this when I have no joy in my day until I get home, and you're wishing away the hours. And when I go to like places where they're like, oh yeah, it's so busy, it's so good because the day's going by fast. I'm like, how is that living your life to your fullest, right? When you're wishing away the hours, you're wishing away the days. And that was me. I was only looking forward to the weekends when I really had free time. I had time with my family, and I knew something had to change. So when this came into my life and I was passionate about it and I was able to help people, and that was the way I was going to earn an income, I'm like, man, I'm behind this because I can help people and make an income. Like I couldn't go wrong. So I poured my heart and soul into it and was able to like see so many results and so many lives changed around me, and that was addicting, and that was so rewarding.
It is addicting. I will never stop. Like it's not even about the money anymore at this point, because it's like I know what a gift it's been for me, and I want to give that gift to whoever wants to grab a hold of it and run with
winning,
me.
right? Like we already have our orders paid for, we're home with our kids.
I just know there's other people out there that need this so bad in their lives, and like whether it's just that they need the oils, or whether they need like, you know what I mean, like the products or the business or all of it, like whatever they need, it's like this is the real deal, and it will change your life if you let it. 100%. I know. I get emotional. Like I tell Lisa, I'm like, if you didn't like not give up on me, like I would be serving at the casino. Because the restaurant that I was at that told me I was crazy for pursuing network marketing and quitting shut its doors down and is no longer in business. And so if I would have stayed there and not done this, I would have been out of a job completely. And I just think of what my life would be if I didn't get out of my own way and not worry about what other people thought and just like run at this full speed. And it's been the greatest journey.
I think I am more like almost more passionate about this side of it because I know that everyone needs money. Everyone has residual bills. I feel like if you can have residual income, like
why not?
Game changer. And
yeah,
I had so many people telling me like I was crazy to leave my job of 11 years and that I was giving up like a pension and all the benefits and everything, and they kind of looked at me like and scoffed at me for leaving to do this because I was following a gut instinct that this is what I needed to do. And now those same vehicles are still parked in the same place 5 days a week, and I am living my best life. So
right?
I'm traveling. I have all the best friends in the world, and my husband's retired, and we're full-time parents. So I think if this is a gut instinct and you have an inclination to do this, there is no turning back. You are on like the best journey with the best company and the best people surrounding you. So go after it.
That's exactly it. Like all of a sudden you have this amazing community. You are like abundant in just every single area, like financially, health, like community, all these things. Like it takes all these things to like really like fill your cup. And when your cup is like full, you can pour out to the world and bless people like you never, in ways that you never imagined you could. Like, and people always say like, isn't it greedy to want more money? It's like, you know what? You can't help people on this level. Like, unless you
People.
have, like, you
More
need to
people
be
with more money.
good yourself to help the world in this way. And like the things I've been able to do since making this income, since becoming a platinum, is just like, it's incredible how you can give in ways you never thought you could, because we're not struggling to get by like we were before.
Yeah.
And people also say to me, for like anyone who's like still not sure because they're wondering like, is it a pyramid scheme? Like, which is something that people think about. I just want to say that it is the opposite of that. So my husband's job, he's got his boss at the very top, and then his boss's sons, and they're all at the bottom, like working super hard. They're never going to leave this level, and they're making all the money for these people, right? They're never going to move up. They can never take those jobs. Whereas here, if you sign up under me and you work harder than me and you structure better than me, you're going to pass me. You're going to pass me in rank. You're going to make more money than me. It's not the person at the top who makes, it's the person who brings the most results. And so I love that, because I'm someone who's always worked hard in every job I've had.
You get paid on your results.
And I didn't like that I was getting paid the same, like when I was managing the restaurant, I was getting paid the same as people who were showing up late or being on their phone. And I was like always working the hardest. And this is like, you're getting paid on your results. And the other thing that I love, oh, hi. And then just, I love to, yeah, so the results. Sorry, I got sidetracked there.
So good.
Yeah, so it's like the opposite to me. And you can draw any single organization into a pyramid, a school.
Ours is more like a spider web.
Us is like a spider web.
I always like to think of it as a tree with roots, right?
Yes.
So, oh, seems
Yeah.
natural.
And then the other thing is people say, well, doesn't the money go up a chain of people? And I'm thinking, that is how every single business works. We just don't have a storefront.
Yeah.
If you buy from Walmart, there's a reason why the person who owns Walmart is the richest family in the world. Because the
They
money
pay
goes
the
up a chain of
CEO,
people,
right?
except for those people that are cashiers and everything aren't getting any benefits. And whereas here, like, we're all benefiting and we can all succeed. And I love that.
Yeah. And like working at a bank, think about it. Like I'm like this little peon, and then there's all the supervisors, and then
True,
there's
though.
the managers, then there's the CFO, then there's CEO. Do you think I'm ever going to replace the CEO? Am I ever going to make as much
And
money
are they
as
going
that
to
guy?
encourage you and help you
No.
to be better?
So, and
or
that's the
grow?
other thing too. In my
No.
department, no one wanted to share their information, all their knowledge with me, because then I could take their position.
Yes.
But here, you want to raise people up, because the better they do, the better you do. So
Yes, it's all about
it's teamwork
bringing
and you will
everybody
be-
with you.
in the most supportive environment, and you will make.
Of
so
course,
much
there's
money.
never pressure. I just like wanted to lay it all out there, because like if anyone ever had those limiting beliefs stopping them from living their
'Cause I
best
did.
life,
I did.
I would hate that. So
Yeah.
like remove those blocks, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So now we just like enjoy talking to you. So maybe
We're just gonna stay here all day with you guys. No, I'm just kidding.
we're gonna cut this off and let you guys go. Thank you so much for joining us. If you have any questions, please reach out to the person who invited you to this, and they will help you and support you. And if you need anything, I'm here for you too. So let us know what you need, and hope to see you again next time on
Thanks
our
for
next.
joining, everybody.
Have a good night.
Okay, bye.